Good evening and welcome to the Week 13 preview and now on to Week 14, the final week before the playoffs. How's it going, Craig?
Good evening, Johnny. I'm good. How are you?
Better than my fantasy football team.
Well, that's you were just crying about that before we came on air, so we'll see. We'll see just how bad it is in a minute, I'm sure.
Oh, well, that's the thing, obviously. For those that haven't noticed, obviously, Brees Hall is now out and Kenneth Walker is also now out. And with the amount of teams on a bye week, it could make it interesting for Week 14.
It could make it a little bit of carnage in Week 14, Johnny. I mean, those who have got, if you've got Brees Hall or Kenny Walker and you're, kind of challenging for the title, for the playoff spots, you're looking and going, oh, your dancer, they're both playing, they're not on the bye week, and they're both out injured. So I'd say that's big news today.
Or you could be like one commissioner who's got Brees Hall and CMC who are both fucked.
Well, that's
my two first round picks when you need them most. They're nowhere to be seen.
That's the joys of drafting the running backs early doors. They tend to get injured on you more and more.
Yeah, well, that's a flip. Yeah, at the time they looked like two good running backs, but
they always do.
Not always, obviously. Ray did pick Andy Dalton first round pick, remember that was not a good pick. But that was in another league. Oh, there you go. Derek's on already. Very good. Isaiah Davis, that's who's the other rookie running back.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be better. Braylon Allen owners are going to be happier than Davis owners, that's for sure.
Well, I suppose he might do okay when he gets a couple of touches when he gives them a break, but you never know.
Absolutely. There's every chance.
They'll get down to the 5-yard line, then Rodgers will want to throw a touchdown inside of a running back running for a touchdown, which usually happens. So, not that I'm bitter, prick. Anyway, we'll get started. That's my rant over with for now. So we've got the St Magnus Division 1 in the Eastern Conference. We've got the Waterloo Warriors 212.15 against the Glasgow Eagles 238.22. Ancoats Citizens 156.67 to Leeds Lassos 226.51. Leicester Tigers 184.59 up against the Carlton Crew 265.61. Dublin Everton Blues 204.28 against 191.03 EK Colts. Hi John, how's it going? Manchester Bees 187.59 against Alaskan Deep Freeze 196.88. Then you've got Whitford Rockstars 166.71 against the Seattle Patriots 252.90. So that's a 5-game win streak now for Seattle Patriots. The Carlton Crew sitting, they've got the bye week secured at 10-3. Glasgow Eagles all but got it secured at 9-4, but behind on their tails you've got the Seattle Patriots, Leeds Lassos, Manchester Bees all at 8-5. Then you've got the Waterloo Warriors at 7-6, looking over their coattails towards Waterloo Warriors, who 6-7 have got a far better points score, and Alaskan Deep Freeze. Out a bit, but looking good for their consolation as Dublin Everton Blues and the Ancoats sitting at 5-8, the EK Colts at 4-9, and the Leicester Tigers sitting here at 2-11. So Jack will be looking over his shoulder.
Too little, too late for the defending champions. They've got a good win this week, but unfortunately, that they just can't get there now. But yeah, you've got Jack looking over his shoulder. Rotten Warriors, obviously, we have much better points for. So if they can win it, then and Whitworth Rockstars lose, then they'll get the spot, and the Whitworth Rockstars won't. It's Carlton Crew, as you say, they've got the top spot nailed down now, so it's between Glasgow Eagles and
Seattle Patriots.
And it's pretty, in fact, Glasgow Eagles has got second spot as well because they've got a far superior points for than any of the ones chasing. So, that's locked down. So there's going to be a lot of nothing games in week 14 in this division, but it's all about the playoffs now, really, and obviously the two games that matter are whoever Whitworth Rockstars are playing and whoever Rotten Warriors are playing. So give us a wee look at that, Johnny. And let's not forget the bye weeks are going to be playing havoc this week, so they could make a huge difference.
Yeah, because Alaska Deep Freeze are nowhere near any of those two, so it is between those two. We have the Norton Warriors are playing the Leicester Tigers. Oh, and the defending champions could knock Jack out.
Oh, that's a harsh one for Whitworth Rockstars. So that's a big one that they've got to win. Let's go and have a wee look and see where we're at with it. And
He might
because
not
they've
have set his team yet.
for a win up there, so we'll have a wee look there. But yeah, Jordan Love starting off. It's not great, 19. He should have had a lot more than that for the points that were scored. But yeah, he's not looking.
Yeah. Two backup running backs. You've got Tracy against New Orleans.
We'll see how it goes. 19 points isn't terrible.
No. You think AJ Brown might have a good one against Carolina?
It won't scare Jackson off. That's not that's not knocked out the park. He's got a tight end problem there, hasn't he? He's taken. I mean, obviously, with Goddard being out, this lad's got a chance, but he's kind of rolling the dice a little bit. So yeah, he's going to need some big performances from the likes. I mean, he's playing Lockett and Metcalf. I guess with Walker out, they're going to go to there a whole lot more. So.
Hey Everett.
Hey Everett, how you doing?
Your brother-in-law team's looking pretty good here, John. But
yeah, I think you make sure that you get your Everett. You make sure you get your team done in one more league because you've got a good chance of knocking Doug out the playoffs, and we don't need Doug in the playoffs. So you get your team done in one more league, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Hope you hear that, Everett.
Onwards and upwards, Johnny. So yes, it's as I say, it's a big game for Jackson. He's got to win this one, and he's by the looks of the team, he's going to need a lot of help. It's. Although Dublin Everton Blues are forced into playing the likes of Valdez Scantling and such, so he's got Jackson on the bench there. There's nothing worse than Jackson, but then he had love to punch in, I guess, so that was fine.
Oh yeah, look at the bench: Jackson, Henry, and Robinson. Wicks, like I say, Whips had not a great game, but good for OrkneyBowl scoring. But
yeah, it wasn't bad, as you say, for the Rockledge. I mean, 11's passable, but he's left on the bench here. But yeah, he's got Robinson out, so good chance, good time of getting him. Let's go and see what Warriors have got. What's there?
Well, they're playing the Leicester Tigers.
To win theirs.
Well, Jacob's got off their flyer.
They've had Jacobs to start off with.
He's got Hunt. You don't know what's going to happen with Hunt, whether Pacheco gets more as they go on. But it might be another week before that happens.
Will be getting more touches now. He's been back a week. I hope so anyway, because I've punched Pacheco in everywhere I've got him now. So.
Oh, yeah, you can see why surely he'll turn up against Cincinnati.
Well,
everybody else.
It's one of those ones, isn't it? They're still they can mathematically they can still get in the playoffs, so they've got to play like they can. And obviously, the Cincinnati defense give up a lot of points, so you've got to think Lamb's going to have a better week this week. But yeah, very much a favourite and rightfully so. Although Leicester Tigers getting a boost from Walker being out with Charbonnet in there, so that could help them bring a
Taylor Stevenson
bring a surprise. Yeah, I've got that. I've got that problem and that exact problem in the home league. Taylor and Stevenson both on buys.
Yeah, but you're already secured anyway. I don't think it's going to make any difference what happens to you, is it? In that one, but that's a difference.
I'm already in.
So I was saying the ones to look out for is the Northern Warriors and Dublin Everton Blues against a Whitford Rock Stars. The rest of them are pretty
set. The 2 games that matter. The rest of them are just posture and just and everyone's keeping their fingers crossed that no one gets injured going into the playoff weeks, But week 15 is what it's all about for the rest of the teams now. Both in both sections, because let's not forget, you want to stay in the division. This is the top division, so relegation's not an option. So, the likes of Leicester Tigers and EK Colts, the season starts all over again. Forget what your record is now. It's what can you do in week 15? Can you go and get that win? Give yourself a chance of staying up.
Well, the funny thing is, who's Alaskan Deep Freeze playing? They're playing Carlton Crew, so they're probably going to lose. So if Danny beats Jack, Danny will jump up to 7th. Provided that Alaskan Deep, so he would have a bye, so he'd only have to win 1 game to stay in the division.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you've still got that to play. You still got to buy to play for down there, fair enough.
So 7 and 6 will get the bye in the consolation. So we still only have to play one more game to stay in the division. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So it's an incentive to go for that one instead of just not caring this week and having to play 2 games to stay in. You'll have to play one.
Listen, you only get 14 league games in a season. You know, everyone wants it. You want to win everyone, and even at the end of the season when it's nothing to play for, I still go and get my team done. I want to make sure that I win as many as possible because there are only 14.
Yeah. So we'll go on to the Yesneby division. I won. Well, mine for this moment anyway. The Orkney Orcas 180.88 against the Yorkshire Finns 220.09. Closet Fighting Gophers 221.31 against 196.79 West Warners Bay Goonies. Backfoot Panthers 195.54 against the Newcastle Buccaneers 205.67. The Solihull Sharks 169.73 against the Harrow Harlequins 191.17. The Newcastle Colts 236.85 points against the Whitehall White Tigers 185.81. The Godalming Goats losing 227.55 to 248.03. So this put a bit of a kibosh for look who won because teams 5 and 6 both won. So the Newcastle Colts go back up the top due to points scored 10 and 3 over the Godalming Goats 10 and 3. So they're both the 2 teams that are got the bye week and promoted.
Yeah,
Warners Bay Goonies 8 and 5, Whitehall White Tigers 8 and 5. This is where the fun starts. Stoke-on Bengals 6 and 7, Harrow Harlequins 6 and 7, Yorkshire Finns 6 and 7, Bankfoot Panthers 5 and 8, Buccaneers 5 and 8, Gloucester Fighting Gophers 5 and 8, Orkney Orcas 5 and 8, and the Solihull Sharks at 4 and 9. But because these 2 teams have been winning, they're by far they just need to win in the end because they've got such a better points difference. It's
it's the points difference that you've got to be looking at here, Johnny, and it's unfortunately for you. I just think you're too far down on them. You know, it's you've not got enough. But you know, you never know. It's let's not forget it is two places that you're playing for with the with being 5th and 6th at 6 and 7. You know, so certainly you want to win your game and get into the equation and see what happens, see what everybody else does. But you know.
I know for a fact I can bet the house and I'm not winning my game.
Well, you need to turn over. Even if you did win, you would need to turn over 100 points on the Harlow Harlequins. So yeah. I definitely think you're out of it. In fact, I think all the 5 and 8s are out of it. I think it's between the 3, 6 and 7s that Stoke and Bengals, Harlow Harlequins, Yorkshire Finns are really playing it out to see who gets the last 2 spots because Bankfoot Panthers at 2,477, that's that they'd need to overturn nearly 100 points on Harlow Harlequins just to.
And they're also on a 6-game losing streak. So.
And they are on a 6-game losing streak, so I think it's nighty night for Fraser. He'll need to start thinking about how he stays in the division now, and trying to get that bye week, as you say, and then you only need to win one game to ensure that you stay in.
Yeah, so obviously I have the pleasure of playing the Godalming Goats this week. He's already predicted to beat them by nearly 100 points. Now that Hall is also out joining TMC. Warners Bay Goonies have got a 37 point to 27 point lead over the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers predicted to win. Gloucester Fighting Gophers are up against the Solihull Sharks. It's 40 points to 19 for the Solihull Sharks. Bankfoot Panthers are playing the Yorkshire Finns. So this would be a cat of the box of pigeons if they beat the Yorkshire Finns to knock them out of the playoffs. So it's 25 points to 0. And the Whitehall White Tigers are playing the Harrow Harlequins. So the Harrow Harlequins could also do them a favour by beating the White Tigers could do the Harrow Yorkshire Finns a favour by beating the Harrow Harlequins, and all it took us to do is win to get through the Newcastle Colts and the Stoke-on Bengals.
I'd say that I'd say it looks looking pretty tasty there with Yorkshire Finns. You know, it's he's got the easier game given the fact that Fraser's on a 6-game losing streak. Did you say there?
Yeah.
So it's a long way back, you know. But Harlow Harlequins have got a very tough game with Whitehall White Tigers, and Stoke and Bengals have got a very tough game with Newcastle Colts. Of course, one of them's got to get in as well. So if one of them can find a way to win, then it's between those 3 teams, and You know, if one of them loses, they're out, and if all three of them win, Yorkshire Finns are out. It's it's as simple as that, you know. So good luck to all three teams. I hope let's go and have a wee look and see what they've got and what they're missing, if anyone's missing any biggins from the bench.
Oh, Duke actually got Endo. He picked him up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's handy. That's very, very handy.
Bonus, that one. Rico Dowdle against Cincinnati, Samuel, Jacoby Myers, Harrison.
I mean, he could make a huge difference. He's now going to be a bell cow, you know, Guerrero. I think he's just going to be be a difference maker for the playoffs.
He's got Myers and Tucker of the Vegas. He's got Braylon Allen. He's also got Braylon Allen. So he's picking up all the players that are falling all over the place. Cade, York, Lucon, and Baker.
Yeah, that's pretty. And he's got Henry on the bye week on the bench there, so he's got pretty lucky that Braylon Allen's getting the run out. You know that Hall's out as well. So yeah, it looks like the chips are falling for Luke here, and he's certainly, you can see why he's favourite to win that game. But let's see where Harlequin sits. Of course, he needs one of these teams to lose as well, or he's toast.
He's got Jalen Hurts. He should probably run all over Carolina. He should probably have about 3 rushing touchdowns from 1 yard out. James Cook.
Your worry for Hurts would be that they're too far ahead. Charbonnet's good for Walker being out as well, you know, and he's got the Brown stack there as well. So Philadelphia go and ball it out a little bit, get him ahead early. That would be handy for him.
Jones. The Conky has been questionable all week. He's still got to pick a kicker. Did he pick somebody up yet?
Did he?
Oh, Fairbairn. He picked up Jake Elliott. That was it. He picked up Cade York, and then when Elliott became available, we had $1 to buy him. We had no money to buy him.
My worry would be Elliott,
so that'll get him.
Philadelphia, but yeah, it's a big game for Harlequins, but the team looks sound there. The team looks like it's going to have every chance, you know. It's obviously up against a tough team in the Whitehall White Tigers, but
and here's the other one. 43 points for Sean already. With that team. But Tua has been scoring crazy the last couple of weeks. And it's in Miami. Harris, Etienne, Evans, Hopkins, Joanne Jennings. Might have a better game that's no snowing. Johnny Smith, who just seems to be scoring left, right, and centre. Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase against Langwood, Sanders, Derwin James, and Fred Warner. So yes, this is. I mean,
Sean's off to a good start already with the 43.5 points. You know that's a chunky amount of points. So obviously, it's taken 3 players to get it, but he's away to the start, so you know Stockholm Bengals have got to start coming back. But again, you know, you've got Joanne Jennings there back in San Francisco now. You've got to think that, and they're in the playoffs now. Effectively, if they lose one more, they're done. So this is a must-win game for them, and he's going to be their number 1 receiver. You know, he's shown that. So. Yeah. Great plug in, like you say, Smith's getting all the touches in the world, you know. Hopefully Adams will get a few more, especially with no Hall, means it will maybe throw a little bit more. Chase, you never know. I mean, he should do well. He's been the top scorer all season. There's no reason to think why not. So yeah, he's got every chance again. Stoke Bengals got every chance. So that it's 3 very tight games, 3 very close games, and very interesting to see how it comes out and who sneaks in and who doesn't. Obviously, the one who doesn't will automatically get the bye week in the consolations, if that's any consolation, if you know what I mean. But we'll certainly have the bye week.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting last game. But obviously, like you say, it's only going to be Yorkshire Finns going by the points, but. If Yorkshire
You're 5-8, you win just in case. You know, you want to win just in case. Bankfoot Panthers will need to win to make for Yorkshire Finns to, you know. So all the 5-8s, if any of them's get any chance, they need Bankfoot Panthers to win first and foremost.
Yep. So go on to your division. You got Queen Hill. So you got the Lee Vikings 203.3 against the Hot Dogs 212.94. Darlington Rams 186.13 against the Portsmouth Pirates 159.52. The Preston Panthers 159.85 to Nairn Knights 178.44. The Glenrothes Nasgos 217.87 against the new Basel Masters, who have really high scores, not high scores, high scores. Got a high one this week, 235.56. The Tophead Niners 196.31 against the Leeds Leopards 206.59, and the Mr. Edinburgh Packers, nice win there, 214.65 against the Chicago Scorpions. So you got the Nasgos at 11-2, obviously guaranteed in a bye week. Leeds Leopards not guaranteed because they're 10-3, but the Darlington Rams have scored more points at 9-4, as have the Newcastle Masters at 9-4, so they'll be looking over their shoulders. Edinburgh Packers sitting at 7-6, the Tophead Niners at 7-6, the Hot Dogs at 6-7, so that's the only one that could give Doug a scary one, I think, because you're about 100 points ahead of him, so you should be safe. It's only really Doug.
To be fair, Doug's 80 points ahead as well, so he'll need to turn over an 80-point deficit on Doug as well if he's to get in. But, Hot Dogs is the one that can get there, and all it takes is Doug to have a real bad week, 140 points, and he could easily get in, so it's definitely there to play for.
People looking over his wing. And then obviously you've got Preston Panthers 4-9, Nairn Knights 4-9, Portsmouth Pirates 3-10, and Chicago Scorpions 3-10. So they'll be battling in their consolation for trying to stay in the division or going one division down to the bottom one.
No, I mean, the teams this was a week that a few lights get finally switched out here, Johnny. Levi Kings they were up against Hot Dogs, so the winner always was going to be the one that had the chance to get in. And to be fair, we would both Doug and I would rather have had it be Levi Kings because they've got a lot less points than Hot Dogs, so it would have put the line through it.
We've got a question
but yeah, Hot Dogs are now the team that have got a chance to do it. But even at that, there's a lot of points that they've got to turn around. So
we've got a question here from Mr. Magic. Sharp, Keenan, or
Keenan Allen's PPR? I would definitely say Charbonnier with Walker being out because he's going to get a lot of touches and they do run the ball quite a lot, Seattle. So yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen's been getting a lot of the ball in Chicago for some reason. I don't know why.
In the end zone.
I wouldn't bother with D-Hop. They're playing against a tough defense in the Chargers as well, and there's other options here as well. So that I would go with Charbonnet out of those three personally. Yeah, I mean we've got that. Our divisions kind of, as I say, that this was the week that the lights went out for a few. Preston Panthers finally get their final nail in the coffin as well. So it all means that obviously Darlington Rams are still playing for the final bye week in the Newcastle Masters, and they're playing each other. So the winner of that game's got a chance, but they will need the 10-3. Who is it? It's 10-3. The Leeds Leopards to lose. So they're playing Nairn Knights, but Nairn Knights have won a couple of games in a row now from the bottom. They're up to 4-8 now, so they're finding a bit of form heading into the consolations. Johnny, it said
the Leeds Leopards, the Leopards are in a 5-game win streak. The Darlington Rams are in a 3-game. Newcastle.
Tell you what, I'm not being funny, but the Leopards beat Doug, and Doug was ahead all week, and then they stole it at the end. And they beat me the week before that when I was ahead the whole week, and then they stole it at the end. So yeah, they've been going well and all that, but
they've got Hall out, so they've got Braylon Allen on the bench. So Braylon Allen will take over from Hall. But they've got the same as me. They've got 0 points for Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed's a funny one, isn't he? It's just there's just too many. We seem to be running the ball far too. We're running the ball to death, and we're not throwing it that much. And when we do, there's just too many mouths to feed. I mean, Jaden Reed's not even out there for a lot of the snaps, so
no, he was hardly on the field.
It's a bit worrying for Jaden Reed owners because they did draft him early enough. And I would rather be sitting. I'd rather be sitting with Dubs or kind of taking a chance with Wicks or even Watson. That they get the boom passes. Because it's obviously not Reed that's getting them.
Well, you get Dubes if you get him on the bloody field. That's the problem with Dubes. But yeah, so obviously
Well,
Darlington
he'll
against
be
the
on the field
Newcastle
soon.
Masters. Hotshot Hot Dogs are leading against the Portsmouth Pirates. The Preston Panthers are playing Lee Vikings. No game. Leopards are ready to lose against Near Knights, which should be interesting. Obviously, they've all put in Braylon Allen instead of Hall, but still. Glenroth and Nasgos are playing the Packers, so you're playing against Martin. You got a 20-point 11 lead so far. But then top by 9, they are playing the bottom team, so they wanted to win that.
My 20 points is from Clay Walker, so it's a defender that's got me them. I've not had an attacker play yet, so yeah, I mean it's fine. It's win lose. I'm not overly bothered as long as I score enough points to keep me in the playoff spot. That's all that matters now, and I'm looking at and of course, but if I stay where I am, then I'll get. If it stays how we are, I'll get Leeds Leopards. If I lose and Doug wins, then I'll get Glenmorth with Naskills. Oh no, I won't, because he'll be on bye.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's third and fourth that we'll be playing first and foremost, isn't it? So
yeah,
I mean, stay ahead of Doug, I guess, is the target for this week. That's all that really matters, but it doesn't. So week 15.
Well, if you wanted to go
the big
far
game
enough
in this, the big game in this one is Darlington Rams playing New Marsden Marshals, because they're playing for the chance to depose Leeds Leopards.
Well, if the stage the way it is, you would play the what the hell is his name?
Marsden Marshals.
Newcastle Masters, but you'd be in the same half as New Glenroth and Nasgos. Then Doug would be in the same as Sam.
If I'm going to win through the playoffs, and win the division, then I'm going to have to play Martin again. So if it's in the semi-final, so be it.
Well, that's the thing. You'll have to win one game, then you're guaranteed promotion.
But I mean, it's I've got Pacheco come back now. I've lost Dobbins, but I've got Pacheco back. So it's my squad looks okay. It's certainly relying on Jamar Chase playing out the season and not kind of throwing his toys out the pram if they lose another one and they've got no chance of making the playoffs. It's relying on Justin Jefferson starting to go a bit better than what he has been. So it is relying on a few. To drop Kincaid or I wouldn't be dropping Hopkinson, would you, Johnny? It's a tough one, that one, because Kincaid would be picked up straight away if you drop him, so it's not one that you could drop and then bring back in again. Do you know what I would be doing if it's a week 14 game and you're already in the playoffs? I would just go without a kicker and not drop either of them. But if you absolutely have to drop one and you've got Hawkinson, then I would probably say Kincaid would be the best way to go.
Yeah, because even when he's on the field, he's not the number one. The Bills want to run all the time now, whereas Hopkins will probably get the end zone chances. But I'm just trying to figure out who Mr. Magic is, because I'm not sure who it is. But if you've got Hawkinson, he's going to be getting the targets as much as Kincaid.
Hawkinson for me is going to just get stronger as the season goes on. I actually traded for him in the home league, and I'm hoping that he's going to be quite influential for me in the run-in. So and as long as Minnesota keep winning, they're going to keep playing hard, obviously, because they're only one game behind the Lions for the division, and they would love to nab it. And if they do nab it, the chances are that they're might be nabbing the bye week as well. So they've got a lot to play for still, the Vikings in the run-in. So I'm hoping that he's going to have a big 3 weeks in a playoff run.
Well, obviously I can't talk much. My team's crap this year, but I would probably pick dropping Kincaid if you need a kicker. But if you don't need one, like you say, just go without one. But,
indeed.
Yeah. He likes to keep the ball too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's as I say, I mean, Kincaid's been very disappointing this year from where he was drafted. as I say, if you need the kicker, if you're playing for a playoff spot, then I would definitely be dropping Kincaid. But if it's because your kicker's on a bye week and you're already in the playoffs and you've not really got anything to play for this week, I'd just keep Kincaid in the bench because you never know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Hawkinson could go down again, and Kincaid would be a decent enough one to plug in.
Well, last
year, if you need
Kincaid,
a kicker, I would drop Kincaid. I would keep Hawkinson. I would keep D-Hop. I would keep Hopkins because, as you can see, he's plugged into my team right there. But
the thing is,
he'll have big weeks. He'll have weeks, and
Kincaid got most of his points at the end of the season last year. Yeah, because he took a while to settle in, then he came in, but they had nobody else really to throw to. Well, here's Jack. What are your thoughts on Debo this week? May have to start with Kenneth Walker out.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got to start him, you've got to start him. It's at the end of the day, you shouldn't be worried about starting Debo, but you should be worried about starting Debo, if you know what I mean, because I've never seen such a more spent American football player as I have with Debo this season. So has he still got anything left in the tank? I guess we're going to find out. But
anyway, it's okay, Jack. We'll get to your team eventually. We'll have a see because I know you're battling for your division. I think it's Birmingham Bears in the Mullhead Division 4, so they'll take battling for promotion. Jack joined this year after replacing the team that left, so he's actually doing pretty well. But I think he's in a couple of other leagues we're in as well. But yeah, we'll get to you eventually.
Well, if the team's up the top and he's got enough to put Debo on the bench from where he would have to draft Debo, then he's doing very well, I have to say.
He's one of the higher scoring teams in that division too, but we will get to them eventually. But we'll get to no, it's not Millhead, it's in Dwarfy staying because this is Millhead. Division 4, you get the Kirkwall Chargers 192.25 against Arthur, nice win, 228.26 for the Plymouth Argyle Browns. Aberdeen Bucks 226.07 against the Bucks Gold Rush 128.81. Laxdale Legends 210.91 up against the Yorkshire Los Muertos 227.63. The Rotherham Raiders back over the 201.74 against the Workshop Rookies 187.37. The Edinburgh Thunderbirds 193.18 against the Preston Hawks, so Pez loses his run 188.01. And you've got the Bedford Brewskis, this is a big one here, 217.19 against the 224.09. This is one that's battling the 6th and 7th and 8th, I think. So they got Kirkwall Chargers at 9-4, the Edinburgh Thunderbirds at 9-4, and the Aberdeen Bucks at 9-4, and the Preston Hawks at 9-4. So you've got to imagine that Kirkwall Chargers will be safe with the back. But Edinburgh Thunderbirds, Preston Hawks, and the Aberdeen Bucks are all battling, depending on the results for finishing, because obviously Pez has got really good scores as well. So if they two lose and Pez wins, he'll go up to second. You got
they would, and Kirkwall Chargers have got it in the bag though. They've got second, and they've got the top spot in the bag now because they've got the most points by quite a distance. But yeah, it's all to play for the playoff spots here.
Not really. If they lose and Aberdeen Bucks and Edinburgh Thunderbirds win, they would both go 10-4. So actually, they're not guaranteed, but they're as good as guaranteed.
Oh, so they would. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
you've got the Rotherham Raiders at 7-6. Then you've got the Laxdale Legends at 7-6. The Borden Bears at 7-6. But they have like 150 points less than Laxdale Legends. But if they win and one of them lose, they'll be through. That's if it's such a big game with the Bedford Brewskis, who are at 6 and 7 now. Workshop Rookies 5-8, Yorkshire Muertos 5-8, Plymouth Argyle Brothers 4-9, and we've got poor old Gary at the bottom there at 2-11. The Bucks Gold Rush, but I'm not sure how much he actually looks at his team. But
yeah, well, I mean, this is just winning you're in. This is all about getting into playoffs because this division's obviously all about promotion and only about promotion. So it's those three teams that are sitting 5, 6, 7. It's all about what they do this week, So Rotherham Raiders obviously back on the run again, back over 200 points, and more importantly, back winning again. You would have to think that they are kind of looking good to do. So Laxdale Legends must be a bit gutted losing to 210 with 210 points. That's a bit harsh, and it puts them in the equation. And the Bedford Brewskis, they are They're obviously the
nice
lowest
win.
scorers of the lot, so they will need one of the other two to lose, but they've got every shout of getting in. It's another one of those. We've seen exactly the same league 2 weeks ago where it was 3, 7 and 6 teams. So who's playing who, more importantly, Johnny, in week 14, because that's the 3 that we need to look out for.
Well, we've got the bottom of the bottom, so obviously it's a bragging rights between Arthur and Gary, but that's about it. The Latsfield Legends are playing the team up the top, the Kirkwall Chargers, but a nice start with 38 points. Then you've got the Aberdeen Bucks are playing the Watchworth Rookies, 25 point start. The Preston Hawks looking good, 14-20 against the Yorkshire Los Muertos. I'm guessing half their team's out. Well, obviously, somebody's going to have to take out his man, Kenneth Walker, but he's at all. Yorkshire Muertos got a bye. So they've not set their team yet. You've got the Rotherham Raiders against the Bedford Brewskis, so that'll be a nice one if they can get that. And then you've got the Edinburgh Thunderbirds up against the Bodom Bears, 30 points. So potentially, if Pez wins, he could. Because the top teams have all got hard. Well, Aberdeen not got a hard game, but it's going to be a close one. Chargers are currently losing against the Laxdale Legends. And
I mean,
the
3 biggies are the Rotherham Raiders, but Bodom Bears against Edinburgh Thunderbirds. Look at that; that's huge, and it's Bodom Bears must win that because they're the team that are in 7th as well, so they've got no option. If they don't win, they're out. So that's the biggest of the 3. That's and obviously the Edinburgh Thunderbirds, well, they want that bye spot, and they're holding it at the moment. So all they need to do is win. If they win, then they don't lose that spot. So. It's that's a big game
squeaky
there,
bum time this one. When's the last player?
It's looking 50-50.
Monday.
So there's Pacheco coming back in for Edinburgh Thunderbirds.
He's got to take out Dubes.
Oh, and started and frozen because the game's over. So that's not good for Bodom Bears. They've been caught in a trap there. That's caught in a trap in the most important week that you could. That's not good.
He's got Ferguson back in.
It's not good at all.
We're going to have to wait till Tuesday as well because we've got Ferguson on Tuesday. We might have a good game.
Yeah, that's a tight one. That's a big game, and that's the biggest game there because if Bodom Bears don't win, then that's that. It's over. The top 6 are the top 6.
But then the crazy thing is
who gets the bye week. And the other 4 teams are all playing for the bye week.
Pez could finish second. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I say, how will Laxdale Legends get on?
Because none of them are playing each other. So Pez can get second place from the way that the games are. They're not playing each other, So if the Bucks lose and the Thunderbirds lose and he wins, he will be second because he's got a higher point score than both of them. Or he will have if he wins and Edinburgh Thunderbirds are second. He's slightly behind them.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm sure he'll be quite cheery and chirpy on Monday morning if he's winning and the other 2 are losing when the Pez and Porter show.
He's in the playoffs anyway, so that's good enough.
I think he wants a bye week though, but he's not going to win the division, unfortunately. I don't think so. Anyway, so we've got unless he beats Kirkwall Raiders by about 200 points.
No, he can't do that.
So not with his bye players anyway. So you've got the Happy Valley now, so the West Conference Division 1. The Kirkwall Cowboys, 184.74 against the Gothenburg Angels, 201.12. The Oval Winners, 227.30 against the Bognor Regis Falcons, 187.71. The South London Rebels, 216.63 against the Turbo Titans. Go on, Everett, 248.11. Obviously too late, but still a good score. Another one that's too late, but a good score. Kirkwall Raiders, 257.69 against the Melbourne Supremacy, 228.10. The Darla Destroyers, destroying the Cowboys, 270.33 against 188.06. The Rotherham Raiders, 234.41 against the Whitford Educators, under 34.15. So you got the Darla Destroyers.
The lower down scores. The lower down teams have all scored really well this week for some reason or another in this division.
It's a bit mental. The Darla Destroyers sitting at 9-4, but nearly 3,000 points. So they're basically something strange happened. They're going to be getting the bye week. South London Rebels at 9-4. The Bognor Regis Falcons at 9-4. The Gothenburg Angels at 8-5. The Oval Winners at 8-5. The Melbourne Supremacy sitting at 7-6. But you've got to imagine they're pretty safe because they've got a 400-point deficit over the Royal Raiders. So I'm pretty. It's good late run, but too late. That was the problem with that one. But it's good for going into consolation. And you've got the Kirkwall Cowboys at 5-8, Turbo Titans at 5-8, the Bonnyrigg Cowboys at 5-8, Kirkwall Raiders at 4-9, and the Whitford Educators at 3-7. So this top 6 is basically sorted. It's just which way they're going to go.
Yeah, that's it. This is
3, 8, 9, and 4.
All
and 2,
about
8, and 5.
The top 3 teams are playing for the 2 bye weeks. That's what this one's all about, you know. And in Division 1, it means even more because you know you win the division and you're playing off for the OrkneyBowl. You know, you can be the OrkneyBowl champion. You're playing off against East Conference, so it's absolutely huge to get that wee bye week, you know, and give yourself a wee boost week 1, a wee sit out, and not have to worry about any surprise scores or anything. And it's the same down the bottom there. They'll be desperate to stay in the division and have another shot at getting to the OrkneyBowl, you know. So the fact that Aaron's won this week with his Royal Raiders and he's got that boost to 6 and 7, he'll probably get the bye week now. So that will help him stay in the division. He'll only need to win 1 game. So yeah, it's over, you know, it's finished. It's all about week 15 now, but they've still got to sort themselves out and they've still got to sort out some bye weeks.
They do indeed. Yeah, so it's the top 4 will go into the playoffs for the Scarabray. And then the best aggregate score over the 2 weeks plays into the final against the West Conference and East Conference. So even though they're,
you know,
so it's getting in the top 4 is what you want to get into the chance of winning the Scarabray. So yeah, he's got a good. So basically, it's almost these ones down here are playing for the 4th spot.
So you don't, if your 5th and 6th don't get to play for it, do they not? They're just playing for the division.
They can still play for the division, but they can't play for the Scarabray. It's only the top 4.
I got you. So, I mean, the Melbourne Supremacy have still got a chance of shoving their way in there, though, because they're only 22 points behind Gothenburg Angels. So, if they are to win, and the Angels and the Yeovil Winners were both to lose, they would move up and into it.
I know it's got an interest, won't it?
So maybe that's definitely something to play for as well.
Especially with the Gothenburg Angels currently trailing against the Bognor Regis Falcons. The Kirkwall Cowboys are playing against the South London Rebels. Yeovil Winners are playing the Melbourne Supremacy, so that's one of the teams that they're trying to overtake. The Bonnyrigg Cowboys are up against the Turbo Titans, and the Kirkwall Raiders are playing the Royal Raiders, the Battle of the Raiders. Then you've got the Darlow Destroyers, who are playing against the bottom team. The Whitford Educators, which I'm guessing they've got a lot of players on the bye week, because they're only projected to get 94 points.
Yeah,
fact, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, it's that.
Everett's.
You're playing to stay in the division, Everett. If you don't, for this week certainly you're playing for pride, but from next week onwards in the playoffs, you're playing to stay in the division. You don't want to be relegated into Division 2. That's what you're playing for. So, but yeah, I mean, it's these games are a whole lot of just sorting themselves out, and you know, obviously the teams up at 9 and 4, they'll be hoping to get the win and give themselves a chance of getting the top seed, and Melbourne Supremacy will be wanting to get that win to pass the 2 and get into top 4 and get a chance at the OrkneyBowl champion.
Yes, I am not looking forward to the next league, Derek. You're right about that one. You might need a drink break to get to the next one. Oh yeah, she's listening again. I think he maybe won this week. Maybe that's why he's getting a bit more cocky. But anyway, we will go to the Mayshowe division. You got the Southampton Dockers 161.21, and of course Derek 183.79 for Kilmarnock Kings. Lancaster Bombers 163.51 against the Portland Lumberjacks 257.02. The Belfast Benchwarmers 201.582 against the South Carolina Broncos 179.93. The Whitford Warriors 229.92 against the Dickensheath Demons 227.89. That's a bloody close one. The Dobos Darla Diamonds, they won their second one. Woohoo! 228.28 against the Crew Juggernauts 212.855. Bonnerig Cheeses, 237.53 against the Glasgow Lightning's 198.02. So you ready for this? Dickinson's Demons 8-5, Crew Juggernauts 8-5, Carolina Broncos 8-5, Belfast Benchwarmers 8-5, Kilmarnock Kings 8-5, Lancashire Bombers 7-6, the Portland Lumberjacks 7-6, Whitford's Warriors 7-6. Bonnerig Cheeses 5-8, Glasgow Lightning 5-8, Southampton Dockers 5-8, and the Double Darling Diamonds 2-11. So you've all got the conversation to look forward to, but we'll just focus on these bits.
Well, let's see what can happen here first and foremost, right? So, Whitchurch Warriors, they've got 2,512 points. So their points total is not behind Kilmarnock Kings though. So Kilmarnock Kings really are looking over their shoulder with a low points for. So Derek, you're looking over your shoulder, my friend, because
Derek's got a very squeaky bum this week. I know I'm beat mine.
You are the 8-5 team. You're the 8-5 team that could go out here, my friend. But yeah, so Whitechurch Warriors are, they need Portland Lumberjacks and Lancashire Bombers to both lose so as they can, get above them. Otherwise, the points difference is just too much on both of them. Lancashire Bombers,
the
obviously,
thing here,
we're looking at
is that the Carolina Broncos and the Belfast Benchwarmers have also scored less points than the Lancashire Bombers.
They have.
And the Portland Lumberjacks, and not far off Whitchurch Warriors. So yeah, this is going to be a pure toss-up on some Tuesday morning. See about this one.
It really is. I mean, this is what you want. This is what you want from a neutral point of view going into week 14. I mean, I'll bet you most of the games are I've got some, everyone's got all to play for. Because even with Whitchurch Warriors, yes, they've got the lowest points on 7-6, but Lancashire Bombers and Portland Lumberjacks, if they both lose, then if Whitchurch Warriors wins, they get 6th place, so they're in. That's the thing, And as they say, Kilmarnock Kings, not in with 8 wins is a bit harsh, I've got to say, but you've got 8 wins, Derek, and you ain't in yet. So let's see what's happening in week 14, Johnny. This is the big one.
Well, I guarantee somebody's playing against somebody because they're all 8. Yeah, it's going to be.
And this is all a chance to get to Division 1 as well. So this is huge. This is the biggest one, of the promotion relegation argument.
Kilmarnock Kings are playing the Portland Lumberjacks, currently 63 points to 36, but it's going to be a close one. So the Dockers are playing the Belfast Benchwarmers.
CJ Stair, Johnny, CJ Stair, the Kilmarnock Kings are playing the Portland Lumberjacks. If the Portland Lumberjacks beat Kilmarnock Kings, they go above them because they've got more points on them, and if they beat them, they score more points on them, so they definitely go above them. So Portland Lumberjacks if they win, they're in. That's a huge game. Sorry, carry on.
Then you basically same for Kilmarnock Kings. So the Lancashire Bombers 7-6 are playing the Dickinson's Demons 8-5. So obviously the Dickinson's Demons are top of the division, but I think they've scored a lot more points than the Lancashire. We'll look again. Then you've got the Crew Juggernauts are playing the Carolina Broncos. The Whitchurch Warriors are up against the Bonnerig Cheeseheads. You had a good game last week. And the Double Darlings are up against the Glasgow Lightning. So that's just the bottom of the league one.
So that's it. Forget about the Bolton game. That's the only one that doesn't matter. But yeah, the Whitchurch Warriors will be delighted that they're playing a team that's below them because, as I say, they must win it. But Lancashire Bombers, they need to win their game, obviously, against Dickinson Heath Demons. But Dickinson Heath Demons are safe because they've got 2,688 points, so they're not going to get knocked out of it. So I would say Crew Juggernauts are pretty safe as well at 2,661. They're not going to have 5 teams past them. So I would say those two are safe. Carolina Broncos probably safe, but the other ones are all kind of thereabouts. So
not far
they needing to win. So, but yeah, the big game is the Kilmarnock Kings and the Portland Lumberjacks. Who the Lancashire Bombers playing again, Johnny? Sorry.
Lancashire Bombers are playing the Dickinson's Demons at the top.
Right, so that's it. But if they were to win that game and the Portland Lumberjacks beat Kilmarnock Kings, then Derek misses out in the playoffs. You can't have that happen, Derek, can you? I mean, come on now. After the season you've had, let's go and see his team. Let's see what's happening.
Oh, you got 37 points with Derek Gopp against 19 points for Love. That's a good start. Oh, he's
It's
got
a great
Davis
start,
playing,
to
so I'm
be fair.
guessing he's
That's
picked
a
up.
big start.
We picked up Davis this afternoon and put him in. So obviously he must have Hall maybe. 25 points for Gibbs. Obviously the other side, 0 points for Reed. There'll be a lot like that.
That's a very good
17
start
points for
for him then.
Laporta. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I would certainly say that he's favourite there. You know, it's I would certainly say that he is favourite. Obviously, missing Walker's is a bit of a kick in the stones.
Well, that's
but
why.
I mean,
That's why he picked up Davis. He also picked up Calvin Watson, who's been doing well lately for the Steelers as well.
how many quarterbacks does that team in the right need?
Well, they've
Carr,
got
Murray,
3.
Levis all on the bench, and
Mm-hmm.
Love in
Well,
the
they played
starting
Love.
slot. So yeah, I mean that's a keep them away from other people manoeuvre more than anything, isn't it? But yeah, as I say, it's a huge game for Derek. He must win. It's an absolute must win. And if he loses here, then as I say, if he loses and Lanarkshire Bombers win, then he's out. So that's all
That's
that
the
needs
thing.
to happen for him to go. So
If Derek
huge game, and a
wins, he
huge game for
basically
Lanarkshire
knocks out
Bombers as well.
the one who they played.
They're playing the Dickinson Heath Demons, who will be playing. You know, if Dickinson Heath Demons don't win, they're going to lose out on the bye week. So they're going to be playing for the bye week. So they'll be playing everything to lose, is playing hard
Well,
as
they
well,
may,
type thing.
because
But
the 2 9 and 4s are playing against each other. 2 8 and 5s are playing against each other there. So only one of them can win. So they'll all come down to points. But they might still cling on to second place depending on results or score.
yeah, depending on results, obviously. But if they win, they've got it. So that's that you're out to win it. They could hold it if they lose, but they could lose it if they lose. So yeah,
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will be
games,
watching,
yeah.
Derek. Derek says he's not going to watch next week if he loses. You'll be here.
You better know me. You better know me, pal. But yeah, this is a big
I'll
one.
stick up
So
for you.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out next week.
Definitely. So we'll go on to Margate Head, which hopefully won't be such a sore head trying to figure out. You've got the Darlington Dragons, 235.25 against the Peterhead Bloody Jets, 157.60. Chester Hurricanes, you can't get any closer to 200, 199.98 to 180.79 Wakefield 49ers. The London Eagles, 259.89, a great score against the Birmingham Master Chiefs, 210.07. The Calvite Forkers, 198.56, still a decent score, but unfortunately, Nottingham Rebels, 241.71. Norwich Mustard Men, 249.07 against the Gorgie Vikings, 201.38. The Guildford Raptors, 189.24 against the Sandbach Satans, 213.89. Well, this is looking like a fun one as well. Birmingham Master Chiefs at 9-4, Norwich Mustard Men 9-4, Chester Hurricanes 9-4, Nottingham Rebels 9-4, Sandbach Satans at 8-5, London Eagles at 8-5, Darlington Rams at 8-5, and the rest of them are out. So you've got Wakefield 49ers at 6-7, Calvite Porters at 4-9, Guildford Raptors at 3-10, and the Peterhead Bloody Jets at 3-10. So yeah, there's another one.
So this is what I mean. There's a team with 8 wins going to definitely lose out in this division in the playoffs. So that's a bit harsh, but it's how it's played out. But yeah, the Darlington Dragons obviously they need a lot to happen because they've got the least points and they've got the least points by quite a long way. Birmingham Master Chiefs and Norwich Mustard Men, they're comfortable. They've got plenty of points in the bag, so they don't need to be looking over their shoulders there. And Chester Hurricanes. It would take a lot for the London Eagles to
200 points,
turn them over. So yeah, I think they're okay, but certainly the London Eagles are ahead of the Nottingham Rebels. So Nottingham Rebels are certainly looking over their shoulders. They're the one that needs to. They're really the ones that need to win. Are the 9 and 4s, and the Sandbach Satans and London Eagles obviously must win. And if they don't, it opens the door for Darlington Dragons. But Darlington Dragons can only get in if Sandbach Satans or London Eagles lose.
Yeah. So we'll see how they're getting.
So yeah, another big one. Another big one, Johnny. Another one with plenty of teams with plenty to play for. Well,
there's one there for you. The Darlington Dragons are up against the London Eagles, 2 8 and 5. Chester Hurricanes and the Nottingham Rebels, both at 9 and 4. Birmingham Master Chiefs get the bye week this week against the Gorgie Vikings and predicted to win by quite a bit. Cavite Porkers are playing the Govard Raptors, and you've got the Norwich Mustard Men 9-4 against the Sandbach Satans at 8-5, and obviously up the top you've got the Peterhead Bloody Jets and the Wakefield 49ers. They'll just be playing to stay in the division after this week, but some nice with the Darlington Dragons. So a nice 49-point start for the Eagles. That's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. The Darlington Dragons and London Eagles game, basically the winners in and the losers out. It's as simple as that, because the London Eagles are the ones with the lowest points above that. So if Darlington Dragon, this is a game, it's winning you're in, and the rest of them are just playing for the different for their spots, in the bye week, because with Darlington Dragons playing the London Eagles, one of them has to lose, so one of them has to stay on 8 wins. Therefore,
yeah,
the one who does is going out, because the other 8-5 team have got more points than them by quite a difference. So let's have a wee look in there, Johnny. Let's see how that game's going.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one that matters.
So he's had 3 players playing. He's got 49 points, which normally be quite a lot, but when it comes to the OrkneyBowl schooling, it's not really. You got 19 for the quarterback. You had Tucker Craft. You got him 16 points, and his defender got him 14 points. Jack Campbell.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of par and par, isn't it? It's not. There's no birdies there. There's no birdies there. So the door's certainly open, and Begredo plunged in there, so that's a good pickup for Darlington Dragons here. They'll need to take Tillman
Darlington
out,
Dragons
obviously,
need to take out Tillman.
There's a lot of boomer bust. There's a lot of boomer bust here in Darlington Dragons team. You've got Spears in there, who's kind of hit or miss. He's got Samuel sitting there on the bench. It's again, the question was asked earlier about Samuel, but Debo. I mean, I don't blame anyone for benching him right now, but I would find it hard to bench him just because.
Well, the thing is, though, is his only quarter. He's got a wide receiver out, and that's his only wide receiver playing on the bench. So he has to play him. He's not got a choice.
Oh, he has to play him, yeah. So he's got to plug him in for Tillman.
Because he's got 2 running backs in his flex, so he has to play he's going to over Tillman. So that'll make a difference. So
a lot of boomer bust there, but two big running backs in Robinson and Achan. He's going to need big games from them this week, and he's going to need a big game from Murray this week. But it looks 50-50 to me on paper. I think that, as I say, that it's a pass start. 49 points off of 3 players, that's par. It's not a knock out the park, so it's still very much on this tie.
They've both got kickers at both score, so that's the kickers are 50-50. I think Brooks actually scores more points than TJ Watt, even though TJ Watt's probably one of the best defenders, but he just doesn't get
as much
as other
ones. That's divisional matchup as well, and that riles TJ Watt up more than any. So it's but yeah, Darlington Dragons, London Eagles, winning you're in, losing you're fighting to stay in the division.
Yeah, but then a strong enough team that they probably should. So we'll go on to the final division. You've got the Gloucester Wolfpack, 192.45. We've got our Mr. Amos at 270.96 for the Bluetoon Texans. They're still flying high. Rhiney Cardinals, 177.30 against the Laggersville Lemons, 178.47. The Q Kings, sitting at 4-9, but another high score, 235.33, but up against the Not Cold Knockouts, 254.94. The Manchester Spinners, 208.91 against the Cork Army, 189.82. The Birmingham Bears, that's Jack's team, 206.58 against the Bangham Sharks, 186.39. The Fullwood Patriots, 196.18 against the Plymouth Assassins, 225.89. They've got the Bluetoon Texans sitting at 9-4, scoring lots of points. They've got the Birmingham Bears, Jack's team, 9-4, sitting in second. The Laggersville Lemons sitting in third at 9-4. The Rhiney Cardinals at 8-5. The Manchester Spinners at 7-6. The Not Cold Knockouts at 7-6. Cork Red Army at 7-6. Gloucester Wolfpack sitting at 6-7 with a bit of a points deficit. Bangham Sharks out of it 5-8. Plymouth Assassins 5-8. Q Kings 4-9, and the Fullwood Patriots at 2-11. So I think
I'm going to rule out Gloucester Wolfpack, Johnny. I'm afraid I've just not got enough points there. So this is all about the 3, 7, and 6s going off against it. Rhiney Cardinals at 8-5, but they've got 2,600 points. which is a lot more than knock-hill knockouts. So,
And
and it's a lot more Cork Red Army, so they're safe. They're in. It's all about the 3, 7, and 6 teams. Cork Red Army need knock-hill knockouts or Manchester Spinners to lose in order to get in. And if Cork Hill Red Army don't get in, then the top 6 are as they were. And the 3, 9, and 4 teams are playing for the top 2, really, because Rhiney Cardinals on 2,600. They won't catch Birmingham Bears or Bluetoon Texans scoring. So should they both lose, they'll still be ahead of Rhiney Cardinals. So it's the 3, 9, and 4 teams are playing for the bye weeks, and Bluetoon Texans and Birmingham Bears winning, you've got it. It's that simple.
So obviously the Bluetoon Texans here, how many? Oh, they did lose a game in the middle, but they are on another winning streak of 4 wins in a row. Birmingham Bears 1 win, 2 wins for Lagersville Lemons, Knockouts are 2 wins, and the Plymouth Assassins down the bottom with 3 wins. So obviously you've got 2, 9, and 4, the Bluetoon Texans against the Lagersville Lemons. So that'll help.
That game there is the winner of that game definitely gets a bye week.
Yep. And then you've got the Gloucester Bullpack against Q King, the Rhiney Cardinals 8 and 5 against the Cork Red Army 7 and 6. So that's a good one. You've got the 5 and 8 Bangham Sharks against the Knockhill Knockouts, who's currently sitting in 6. Manchester Spinners 7 and 6 against the Bullwood Patriots, and you've got the Birmingham Bears. You would say have a good game, but obviously the Plymouth Assassins are on a 3-game win streak. So Birmingham Bears win their game, they've got a bye week, basically.
100%.
Against,
because the other 2, 9, and 4s play each other. So winning, you get the bye week, Jack, and that's all you would ask for. See at the start of the season, see if you turn around and say to me at the start of the season, we're going to skip right through to week 14, and if you win your week 14 game, you get a bye week in the playoffs. I'd snap your hand off. Everyone would snap your hand off. So that's the situation you found yourself in, Jack. So go win your game and make sure that you nail down that bye week. The big game here is Cork Red Army against Rhiney Cardinals. If Cork Red Army can't find a way to win that game, then the playoffs places stay as they are. The Manchester Spinners look heavy favourites and look nailed on to win that game. Why wouldn't they? And the Knockhill Knockouts, to be fair, look quite big favourite. They're looking good to win their game as well. But Cork Red Army can't look at that. They've got to win their game and then see what happens.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's good because obviously Knockhill Knockouts were the other team that joined this year, because there was 2 teams left. So both teams are currently sitting in the top 6 of the division. So
that's very good
nice
going.
New one, so.
And you've got a chance of getting yourself up into Division 3 in your first year, so that would be a great achievement.
Yeah, because obviously I think Jack would enjoy getting up a couple of divisions to play against his dad, the Dickinson Demons. But I think he's looking good for promotion anyway. So he'd have got 3 divisions to catch him. A nice little family rivalry would be quite a good one. So they're in the right division.
If it's anything like me, he'll not be wanting him anywhere near his division. The same as I don't want Aaron anywhere near mine.
Yeah. So two big games here. Obviously, the Bluetoon Texans against the Lagersville Lemons go for the bye week, which could be a very good game. And
Rhiney Cardinals against Cork Red Army. Do you know, I was going to say for the game there, the week 13 scores, Q King scored like 236 points in a week that wasn't massively high scoring, and the loss was 236 points. That would have been harsh if actually, it made them 5 and 8, so they weren't in it anyway. But it was a very high score to lose with, so unlucky Q Kings. I'll just throw that.
The Q Kings the last 3 weeks. In week 11, they scored 280 points. Week 12, they scored 244, and last week they scored 235, and they only won 2 of them.
Yeah, they won. It was too little, too late. Then I guess that was the problem for them. A wee bit too little, too late. But it's a heck of a run, and it's it would make them look good to win the consolations for all their worth in Division 4. But yeah, a heck of a run there at the end of the season to Q Kings.
Definitely. That's all the league games, and we'll have a look at the Rousay Cup, because it's got all teams from the West Conference. So you've got the Birmingham Master Chiefs, who scored 210 points in the first leg, which is pretty good, but unfortunately you came up against the Bluetoon Texans, who scored 270 points. So you've got a 60-point lead going into the second leg, so it's not a bad one. The Kirkwall Cowboys scored 187.74, but they're up against the Whitchurch Warriors who scored 229.92. The Whitchurch have only had the team, they've got somebody played so far, they scored 13 points. So they're currently sitting at 243 to 184, but they've had one player played this week. So
I mean, it's a long way back for Birmingham Master Chiefs, Johnny. But at the same time, it's a long way back for Birmingham Master Chiefs. But the Bluetown Texans have scored 270 points this week. There's nothing to say that they can't score 270 this week, you know, and that could turn it round. So nothing's ever over, you know. It's the fantasy football's so volatile that one week you can score 270 and the next week the same players can score 140, you know. So absolutely not dead yet, but it certainly looks like it's a long way back, you know, and it does look Bluetown Texans and Michael is very heavy favourite, but unfortunately it looks like Whitchurch Warriors are going to break up the show me the money party because they're giving Kirkwall Cowboys they're certainly got a lead on them at the moment, but again, it's not completely over, you know, 60 points, it seems a lot, but it's not, and it's not that much, you know, it wouldn't take a whole lot to go wrong for Whitchurch Warriors for Kirkwall Cowboys to come back and steal it. And, you know, at the semi-final stage, you know, it's a bit like, you know, the League Cup and football, you know, it's where no one cares until you get about the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then you start sniffing a wee final at Wembley and the Chancellor Trophy, and you start getting interested in it, you know, and that's what it's like, you know. So I'm sure these four teams are very interested in what's going on here, and will be very much hoping to get that win.
I'm just having a look at Kirkwall Cowboys' team this week. They picked up the Kansas City kicker, so he'll play, but their bench currently consists of Bo Nix on a bye, Joe Mixon on a bye, Magundo Wiley on a bye, Douglas on a bye, Sinnott on a bye, Andrews on a bye, Tucker on a bye, and McMillan on a free bye. And the 4 players on IR. And he's currently projected to score 152 points. But it's not looking great for Ross. But
it's not looking great for Ross, is it? But
it does make it impressive, though. Out of 96 teams that the Whitchurch Warriors could potentially be, or should be, in the final for the second year in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy. First 2 years as well, and they're going to make the final in the first 2 years. That's a bit nuts. But do you know what will be interesting though? See if they do jump into that final, if they hold on to that lead, which it sounds like they might do, and get into that final. Can they find the win this year? Or are they going to be? Are they going to be the Buffalo Bills of the what's this? The Rousay? Are they going to be the Buffalo Bills of the Rousay Cup and keep getting to the
one thing I am going to do this year.
Lose?
Everybody that's qualified that have a bye week this year will get a text message saying, remember and pick your bloody team. Because last year, he picked his bloody team when he scored about 140 points in the first leg. Because he didn't pick his team.
Well, I'm sure he won't do that this year. I'm sure he's had you telling him on more than one occasion. He'll not make that mistake again, Johnny. Don't you worry.
I may have mentioned it a few times what an after he was, but yes. But like I say, getting to the final again, very impressive.
If he gets there, he's not there yet.
No, but if he does, it's a very impressive. But like I say, I would like to see him get there, but I'd also like to see a show me the money final. But like I say, it's only 60 points on the other one, so that could easily turn around.
But listen, it's all to play for, you know. It's, as I say, any points difference. Ideally, you don't want to be that far behind, but you know the other team scored that way that week. It doesn't mean they're going to score that way this week. So a 2-legged tie, it can always turn around. It's only half time.
And I saw Mr. Simon-Tesco the other on, and he was talking to Ross, and Ross had no idea how his team is that bad and made it to the semi-finals. I'll say lucky draw. You scored points at the right time.
That's that, and that's all it needs to be. You only need to beat the team that's in front of you, Johnny. Any given week, you only need to beat the team that's in front of you, and that's what I always say. It doesn't matter, but it does matter now when you're heading for the playoffs and you've got a low points tally, and it's like bugger. But that's the only time it matters, you know. At the end of the day, it's you only need to beat the team in front of you to get that win.
And of course, obviously, the teams in the Yesney Bay, Queen Hill, Mullhead, Maze Howe, Marwick Head and Dwarfy stay in the top 3 teams we'll all go into the like a round robin, like a playoff for the Ring of Broadcast Shield, and it's the best score over the last 3 weeks. So it's not, there's no head to head, it's straight up. Who has the best aggregate total score over the 3 games will win the Ring of Broadcast Shield. That's a nice wee win this year. So it's like
it's going to take years to catch up with, to get on top of everything that goes on, Johnny, you know, but we will get there eventually, but it'll take years to keep in touch. You just keep letting us know what's going on and what people are playing for, you know, and we'll be there playing.
Pez and Port decided to say, wouldn't it be good if we had like a Champions League next year? But you know, the teams that win a division.
No, Johnny, you've got, it's confusing enough right now. Let's get our head up. Let everyone get their head around what goes on right now, and we'll worry about doing things like that down the road. There's a long way ahead. Hopefully we've got decades of playing in the OrkneyBowl. So let's not push our luck. This is only year 2. Let's just nail down what we've got.
Oh yeah, I just wanted something for the bottom divisions to play for. It's not just the top. So it's not as grand as the big trophy. That's the main thing. It's just a little shield.
Well, they have. It's called promotion. They can get to go and play for the grand trophy. That's what they've got to play for, and that's what it's all about in the first place: promotion and relegation.
Well, I'm going the wrong way for the relegation, but yeah, that's. I'll still be here, and I'll still be cursing and swearing into the top, but nobody will understand me because I speak Scottish. So we're okay from across the water. They can't understand us. They probably down south can't understand us either. But all the show and the money ones probably can.
No doubt.
And Derek, because you know when we're laughing at him. Anyway, so that's us for this week, and we'll be back next Saturday. And obviously the playoffs will have started by then.
But we'll be playoff weekend there. There's quite a lot of leagues there that, you know, there's a few leagues there there's a few leagues that it's pretty much sorted out and it's all done and dusted, and that's all great and well, but there are quite a few leagues there that have got some tasty ties and some big games. So good luck, everyone. I hope you have your best week. I hope you don't make any dumb mistakes and leave the wrong guys on the bench. I hope, you know, there's nothing worse than getting in and seeing a game and a team's got like, you know, 60, 70 points sitting on their bench and they've just lost out and it's cost them a place in the playoffs. I hate to see that. Don't get me wrong, I laugh hysterically at it, but I do hate to see it. I feel bad for the person. So I hope everyone plays the right team. I hope everyone plays the right and the best teams win in the end.
And of course, we'll see you on Saturday after the Rams against the 49ers game. That's a Thursday night game next week. So some people will have people played, but well, thank you for coming on and thank you, Everett. We do enjoy watching the show and people that do and leave comments and make sure you like and subscribe. I should probably say that more often throughout the game, but I just can't be bothered to repeat myself on that one. Thank you, Craig. It's good to see you. And we'll see you for our League One on Thursday and this one next Saturday.
Good luck over the weekend, Johnny.
Everybody apart from Doug.
Everyone apart from Doug.